walking in to sit for the largest whitetail buck I've ever gotten a stealth cam pic of. And the funny part is, I've already hunted him for 2 years, and I've never seen him.
Steer points off his G2s. He's got a drop tine on his right. He's got a frame larger than Canada. I can't believe he just walked in.
I truly am living the lifestyle I've always dreamed of. And not just a lifestyle, I'm sharing it with a gorgeous girl, and we share the same passions. A level of love you can't explain until you're a daddy. It's all of these things tied into a world that I live for, that we live for. A world filled with magnificent creatures and adventure. A world I just can't live without.
He is unbelievable. Are you kidding me? Kawaii.
How exciting was that? How exciting was that?
Look at his brown tongue! Oh, he's so wicked.
Neighbor. He just stood up and looked the other way. The moment we've been waiting for so long.
Better do it.
Stealth Cam proudly presents Live to Hunt with Cody and Kelsey.
You could never get me to come out and admit that hunting whitetails is one of my favorite things to do, simply because my track record is so horrible. I put so much effort into it, yet it feels there isn't much fruit in my basket. But really, when you think about it, that's every whitetail hunter out there. Coming into whitetail season, still picking pieces of my tag out of my teeth from the year before. My confidence was lacking and skepticism wasn't, but it's not like opportunities didn't come my way. On the last day of the year, after sitting for 5 weeks straight from dark till dark, I got my chance at a great buck and completely whiffed it.
Trying to tell myself it's just a deer. But in this moment right now, in the last 5 weeks of my life, it's not just a deer. A little bit of hair. So I just touched him. Hair off the back of my dream buck.
This wasn't the same buck I'd been waiting for all season, but a great deer nonetheless. Either way, the situation hurt me just as bad.
Live to Hunt with Cody and Kelsey is brought to you by Stealth Cam, Proven. Conquest Sense, the makers of Evercalm. Vortex Optics, the force of optics. 10-point crossbow technologies, there is no substitute. Black Eagle arrows, superior carbon technology. Rage and Squincher.
Starting fresh, my first sit of the year, I was in a very good place mentally.
It's November 22nd today. And it's plus 3 degrees Celsius.
I had come to terms with my shortcomings from the year before, and I was ready to focus on the same buck that I had now called the Ghost. Getting my first pics of him for the year, it was exciting to see that his frame had grown, and on top of it, he wasn't just a typical anymore. He had new stickers and character all over his big, beautiful antlers. Staring at these stealth cam pics, I instantly let go of my failed attempts from the year before, feeling as though it was a blessing in disguise that we never crossed paths. This deer had become world class, and these pictures convinced me of where I needed to be when permitting, every minute that I could. And this year, no other buck would do.
That deer just went right down. I've never gone plastered all over that tree. And then all over this piece of dead all right beside me. No snorting. It's awesome stuff. It's scent that deer would smell in their natural environment where they feel comfortable. A staging area. I've seen 8 different bucks today. And not just little spikers, I'm talking like bucks. It's one of those days where 10 hours on stand goes by like that. Just, whoo. It's fun.
As the season goes on, you fall into a routine. You get up at the same time, drive to your spot, and walk in at daybreak. For a month, there's only one thing on your mind. It's the only thing that matters. You just never know which day could be the one.
It's almost dead calm today. So I can't talk much to the camera. It's also my birthday. I can't think of any better reason for that big old buck to walk in than to give me a big old fat present. I've had 3 different bucks digging around that tree that I put the doe urine in on the stink stick. That's crazy. Dude, they're licking branches, lip curling, snort wheezes. At one point I had 4 bucks in here, just acting like junkyard dogs wanting to kill each other. It's probably because of that. There's an imaginary doe that's in heat, but she doesn't exist. Sounds like my high school career.
The days kept ticking by, and the buck I called the Ghost was really living up to his name. Every morning I would hike in with my 10-point crossbow. When I got there, I couldn't wait to check my card on my stealth cam to see if he'd been there. Number 1, to reassure me he was still alive. Number 2, all my time sitting there had purpose. He was still there, but there was just one problem. He was completely nocturnal, a curveball that any whitetail hunter dreads.
It's really cold today. Minus 25 degrees Celsius. Up until 5 or 6 years ago, I used to hunt without a heater bodysuit. And if I had to go back now, I'd probably give up hunting. It's like laying in a pillow top mattress with a big quilt on you while watching giant whitetail bucks go by.
Spending so much time at one stand, it was interesting to see the bucks with different routines. There were some deer I would see every day, and when a day would come that you wouldn't see one of the regulars, I couldn't help but wonder where he had gone or what he was up to. I found myself naming each one and looking forward to encounters with all of them. One day late in the afternoon, an absolutely stunning young buck showed up that I had never seen in person. He had a huge frame, yet the face of a baby. He was only 3 years old.
Oh man, that young buck is awesome. I can't even fathom how much potential that deer has. When he was walking around here, my heart was pounding and I wasn't going to shoot him. My 10-point sitting down beside me, I wasn't even going to pick it up. And I had buck fever, like right off the charts. Just thinking about how big that deer could be in a couple of years. I've decided I'm going to call him Stevie for Steve Tyler, one of my favorite rock stars. And that buck is nothing short of a rock star. He hasn't grown his hair out. He doesn't have tattoos yet, but he is going to. Oh, he's going to be big.
To this point in my journey, I felt like I had seen every single buck alive that I had seen on my stealth cam, except for him.
Live to Hunt with Cody and Kelsey is brought to you by Stealth Cam, proven. Limb Saver, products that work. Mossy Oak, it's not a passion, it's an obsession. Diamond Archery, cutting edge innovations. Walker's Game Ear, protect it or lose it. Cooper Firearms of Montana and Heater Bodysuit.
Nearing the end of the season, falling into such a repetitive, mind-numbing routine, my end goal was turning blurry. It's like I was coming to terms with the fact that once again, it may not happen. But numb or not, I was there to ride it out. At 1:05 p.m., on what I think was the 20th day on stand, I got a glimpse of 2 bucks coming from my right. I hit record and panned the camera over. I zoomed up on the first buck. Once I realized he was a regular, I swung from him to find the second. It was him, the buck I had waited 2 years for, and the buck I called the Ghost.
Points off his G2s. He's got a drop tight on his right. He's got a frame larger than Canada. I can't believe he just walked in. Coldest day of the year. A huge buck. I cannot believe that just happened. I'm just shaking. I'm shaking beyond control. And I've had my bow sitting in the blind at -30, wondering, man, how can equipment work like this? How can cameras work? How can a crossbow work? How can a bow and arrow work? And it worked perfectly. I drilled him. I just drilled the buck of my dreams. I can't. Oh man, I gotta go find him. Oh, here's blood. Blood and hair. I wasn't sure about my shot. I thought it was good, but I wasn't 100% confident. Oh man, look at this. Look at that. What an absolutely stunning whitetail buck. Saskatchewan. It's just such a magical place. This is for sure my biggest whitetail in my hunting career. With my 10-point crossbow at 30 yards. And I don't know why I questioned the shot. This nice old buck he made it 75 yards, maybe. It's crazy. Sitting in that blind, there were times when I questioned, why is this taking so long? And looking at this buck right now, how beautiful he is, how big he is, how rare he is. I had absolutely no right to wonder why it was taking so long. A person should have to wait a lifetime for a buck like this. Oh man, he's a showstopper. I have a giant buck
laying here before me. I'm so lucky. He is stunning. Absolutely stunning. I will never forget the beautiful sight of this old buck walking in. He could easily be the whitetail of my lifetime. And if he is, that's totally fine with me. I'm forever grateful for the chance. Never in the past was I ever willing to admit that whitetails were my favorite animal to hunt. Never until this day.
To follow the Live to Hunt team, join us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. To order Live to Hunt DVDs and apparel, go to livetohunt.com. Next week's previews brought to you by Squincher, hydration that works.
Next week, Kelsey and I are flying to the Lone Star State of Texas to hunt giant free-range whitetails on the Charco Murano Ranch with the Hunter family. A trip that we do each year with our great friend Brian Stevens and his family. This show is what it's all about. An adventure with huge bucks and wonderful people. You don't want to miss it.